All right, so I can't pull up Signal messages and do the video at the same time, so we're gonna be doing it like this. So, wasted employee genius for earning communication delayed feedback in talking about Signal messages. Sorry, there's a little bit of a tape delay. Wasted employee genius. We're not using Signal properly. We're still having to call people who are off duty about things that can be found in the innumerable amount of QR codes that are at both of the properties. You know, things that we do every day, we shouldn't be calling people about unless it's an emergency. But, you know, it's things like that. Underutilized technology. It's okay to call about problems, and it's okay to not know the answers. I mean, I call, you know, Luca 15 times a day, or whoever, Marty, whoever I need. But those are answers I cannot get on my own, which is why I call them. But there's QR codes, procedures out the wazoo, everything else. If we're not using those, we're underutilizing the technology that we have. We have Kaizenify and all this other stuff. Under communication delayed feedback. So when me and anybody else who is not on shift the same day that you're on shift, you're probably going to experience some kind of under communication and definitely a delayed feedback because we're out living our lives. Not that it's not important, but expecting a text back immediately isn't, I want to say it's unrealistic, but like, again, we're living our lives, so we might not look at our phones immediately, but the most important thing to do is if it's an emergency, absolutely blow up our phone. Call. But don't call over, I can't get a guest checked in. I don't know where the mop is. For me, I lost the maintenance key. But there's 15, you know what I mean? I mean, depending on what key it is. But just stuff like that, things we do every day, we shouldn't be calling about all the time, and which, you know, means that there's probably a training defect in there somewhere. But we can fix those things. The defect is that when we miscommunicate through Signal, things we sometimes get lost in the shuffle. I personally have been a victim of things being lost in the shuffle. I was told something very specific one time. I was like, no, you definitely didn't. I was in that chat. I didn't hear that all day. Lo and behold, it was smashed in between 4 paragraphs of another conversation. Hey, this and this and that. I was definitely not tagged, and then it was a whole nother, the same conversation. So things happen. People make mistakes. It is what it is. Over-processing. When we don't communicate properly through Signal, we are left playing catch-up. We're being reactive instead of proactive, which is the whole reason why we're doing a lot of this. Being difficult to do business with when we can't solve problems as they occur. Not as they occur, but oh my goodness, why am I blanking on this? You know what, we're gonna pause for a second. Of course it leads to being difficult to do business with. Sorry, I'm back, it was only like 2 seconds. But it leads to being difficult to do business with because when we can't communicate with ourselves, we can't communicate with customers, and then they're getting bad information or they're getting into rooms incorrectly, they're paying amounts they shouldn't be paying, and it doesn't correlate well, and it makes it hard to deal with us. This should be the easiest part of your stay. Hey, I'm coming up here, get my room, and then leaving. But when we make our processes harder by not making sure that things are communicated properly, we make everything harder for everybody, and the customer included, and that's the one person we don't want to make things harder for. So, thanks guys.